Squeaky back doors of a sparkling bright white van burst open. A strong aroma of unfriendly odours escapes. Arrays of sombre colours take hold of the eye. A mass of mixed materials and textiles lie sleeping. Wood, metal, cable, rope, plastic, foam and cloth, all layered like a volcanic diagram. Wait. The extraction begins. Hands gloved in rust and smut finalise lightly bent rectangular bars on the frame. The seafront promenade is quiet. With great length and modest depth it welcomes visitors. A gentle sea breeze blows amongst everyone. Sounds of soft, declining waves echo across the inky iron rails. A fresh smell of salt air strokes eager nostrils and touches sensuous lips. The centrepiece is a thick, rounded metal tube. It conceals a dried, thick spring coil. With a rigid stance, an athletic-shaped man selects an assembly point atop the promenade pathway. The small crew begin to empty the belly of the long-wheeled transit van. Parts move from its rear along a line of bare-handed workers to the heart of where the man stands. They collaborate like soldier ants. Tactically, the assortment of different figures bond. The ground becomes splattered with furnishings. Scores of bars, all 8 foot long, and support frames oozed grime and dirt. Piece by piece, the jigsaw unravels like a transparent enigma. An uncomfortable square is forming on the solid concrete of the host. A young skinny man raises his arms in premature victory. A broad, intimidating man quickly reminds him of the task that still lingers. Human traffic engulfs the promenade. Observers are drawn in to inspect its enticing aura. Behind partially fluffy clouds, the sun emits a coy heat. One of the 4 vertical corner posts attracts a curious guest. A small, well-groomed dog inspects the alien structure. It then decides to mark the territory. The broad and intimidating crew member chases it away. He motions for a rag from the toolbox. Taggart and filthy, a yellow rag soaks up the unwanted foul fluid. Before returning to the toolbox, it basks in a friendly sun. Oblivious crew members trample upon it. Manual labour controls their thoughts. Spineless sheets of long, thick black foam seem to float across the promenade surface. Unnoticed crew members conceal themselves inside, like druids hidden under cloaks. The smooth bubble texture has endured many battles. They mourn the missing patches of their once strong and complete elastic shape. Random fragments of foreign textile are stuffed deep into their gaping holes. No compassion is given or allowed. Coming out of hibernation, canvas lays heavy on a seasoned tarmac. Compressed and wrapped in ancient bungee cords, demanding the full attention of every person, it unrolls to make a perfect square. The royal blue cloth is creased and densely soiled. Standing parallel to one another on all 4 sides, the crew stretches it out, resembling a rack as it tortures a victim. Tugged back and forth, it finally settles. Small metal eyes are pierced with ebony cords to restrain the battered body. Primed on the helpless canvas in socks and barefoot, 2 men wait. The same innocent feet at times take rest on various materials vital to the overall structure. 3 heavy sets of restrained ring rope are passed among piers to the canvas bed. Every rope has a thin rubber hose pipe wrapped around strengthening wires. Turnbuckle pads lay crooked and out of shape, each covered with repetitive coats of coloured white tape. Once it was a fresh, pleasing white, but now they decay with maturity. Loose strands of tape dangle from the ropes like puny tassels. Galvanised hook-to-hook steel turnbuckles wedge them to the posts. Minute exposed spokes of wire protrude from the estranged relationship of the hose and tape. A bearded man in a baseball cap cuts his finger on one of the menial spokes. Crimson blood drips unintentionally onto the canvas while smudging the withered ropes and pads. A community of blemishes welcomes a new resident. Neighbouring miscellaneous characters watch from the boundary, some with scrutiny, others with bewilderment as the crew concludes the operation. The tribe of labourers come together. Warm, fresh air and invisible beauty encircles them. A fiesta of surrounding activities goes unnoticed. Commercial hawkers and encircling antagonists do not seem to sway their attention. Sequentially, they retreat to the sanctuary of the white vehicle, just like pilot fish to a shark. As the remaining clouds retreat, they expose an almost clear, bright sky. The activities of the surrounding area create a glamorously attractive background buzz of enjoyment, fun and happiness. One little girl gets very excited. Wonderment possesses the brown-haired girl. As if having touched a unicorn, she jumps with joy. A great smile owns her freckled face. Masked, the ring now bravely stands proud with a polished, forged elegance. Once more the yellow rag is used. On hands and knees, a crew member vigorously wipes away the bloodstains. Crustaceans disappear, smirches vanish deeper, soiled spots remain camouflaged. The squared circle projects itself as an object of perfection and power to adoring onlookers. Waiting in anticipation, they gaze upon it in wonderment. An enthusiastic audience steadily begin to rally. The gathering of young and old is a congregation of families, friends, fans, curious types, tourists and residents. The bell sounds, signalling the start of the day's festivities. A blend of divergent combatants enter the ring. Many scantily dressed in their performance outfits, circling one another. Uneven padding beneath a sweltering mat causes their strong legs to lumber. Going into familiar routines of physicality, they ignite the emotions of the accepting audience. Continuity and mayhem elope the surrounding environment. From pillar to post it rages on. Sounds of naked flesh being pounded and bashed fill the outdoors. Purposely they throw themselves back and forth between tension-filled ropes. Spins, tackles and lockups are gifted to the attendees. Turnbuckle throws initiate loose cable spokes to penetrate and mildly rip the flesh of their backs. The pain, when fleeting, is bearable. Each visit upon the torn, seasoned rope tape slashes at exposed skin. Every sprint across the crooked surface screams danger at vulnerable ankles. Plummeting body slams to the royal blue tarp tantalise a calamity on protruding wooden boards. Adrenaline is in control. Egos must please the hungry crowd. Sweating in the soaked heat of the sun, they grapple and roll about the scorching hot canvas. Ultimately, a victor is declared in the crowning bout. Laughs and jeers are combined with gratitude and astonishment. Elated children and delighted parents interact. The spectators disperse. Soundness receives them. The squared circle rests in an interval of abandonment. Small boards race across a perfect blue sky overhead. Ivory water horses race in a dynamic sea. The moist, sandy shore hosts a correlation of nature and society. An ordinary summer's day continues to evolve. Exhausted adversaries withdraw to their comrades. Conscious hugs, handshakes, and dialogue of respect are exchanged. Unconsciously embraced bodies drink the infectious lacerations of their rivals. The shadowy embrace of the barren van rings them in. A squeaky, bright, white door closes behind them.